Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, into the middle of the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 in the post, 20, 15, Hester 5.
Glove it to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Watching us on our YouTube channel. Excellent! And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. But also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I tried to do. Try to make it nice and easy for you, folks. All right? Try to make it nice and easy. But these damn hackers. It's on Facebook, which they still don't have access to. ShawnSierra.2025. What else? On X or Twitter, I'm at ShawnSierra33. Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, I'm at the Shawn. All right. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, listen, but I got a great show for you today, man. So I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment there, or come up here on a thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, so it makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat because the chat is jumping already in the morning. I like it. I like it a lot. Mr. Southside himself is in the house. What's up on a hump day and 3 days away for Bears preseason football? Bear down, Southside stand up, FGB. Got them all in there, Mr. Walls. Got them all. My man, Mr. Shorty is in the house. Top of the morning to you. Shorty coming from the ATL. Levette Lee checking in. She's like, happy hump day. No Cubs, no. No Cubs, no. Stop that, Levette. Stop the blasphemy on here, please. Thank you very much. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this more than usual. Suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. Listen, I got a great show at 10 o'clock. Jacob Infante from Windy City Gridiron is going to join us. We're going to talk Bears football. The Bears are off today. The Bears are off today and a much-needed day off. I had a scrimmage yesterday, and they're a walking mass unit. A walking mass unit right now, and it's unfortunate, but the show goes on. There's no sympathy. Nobody cares. Next man up. That's it. Next man up. So it's going to be tough. It's tough right now for the Bears. Okay, but this is stuff you got to navigate. All right, every team, every good team, every great team, every team, period, has to overcome adversity. How well do you do it? We'll find out. You know, here's the thing that I truly believe, okay, is that when there's adversity, it also presents opportunity. Okay, it also presents opportunity, and opportunity is what people need. Okay, listen. I know Kobe Bryant was our highest free agent acquisition. Okay, this offseason. And he goes down. Well, we're coming to find out yesterday that he's out for 4 to 6 months, not 8 to 10 weeks. He's out 4 to 6 months. They had surgery on Friday. This is all according to head coach Ben Johnson. He had surgery on Friday, and he's out 4 to 6 months. Just in time to help us win the Super Bowl. Just in time. And it sucks. But let's be honest, and here's the harsh reality of it. That's life in the NFL. Okay? That is life in the NFL, and no one ever said, wow, we won a Super Bowl, or we did this. We had a phenomenal season because of our safeties. Okay? Safeties are important. Very important. So are cornerbacks, linebackers, and most importantly on that defensive line. I talk about opportunity because last year, Jalen Johnson notifies that he's not going to start because he's not going to be at practice because he tore the groin off his bone in an off-season training regiment. Right. Our all-pro, not just Pro Bowl, our all-pro cornerback is out. The man who shut down half a field is out. How upset were people then? They're pretty fired up, pretty distraught. But what happened? It gave the opportunity to Shawn Wright. Did it not? Shawn Wright had been a journeyman cornerback, kind of following defensive back coach Al Harris, who took a liking to him. Shawn Harris gets the opportunity and what does he do with it? He takes it and runs. 7 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken, last year. Big play after big play after big play. Forced fumble recoveries, recovered fumbles, key interceptions. You don't remember what I talked about? Don't tell me how many you get. Tell me when you get them. Key interceptions throughout the year. So the opportunity is there for people to step up. And what did it do for Shawn Wright? It got him not a huge contract, but it got him a nice little size, a good sized contract. If he has anything close to last year, if he gets 4 to 5 interceptions this year, he could be in line for a big-time payday. So it sucks, but there are opportunities for people who wants to step up, who wants to make plays, who's willing to put in the work, who's willing to get your ass in the film room and stay there for hours and hours and find a tell. Find a tell on quarterbacks. Who's willing to do that? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. You know, there's a whole bunch of opportunities that people just have to take them. Because sometimes people are just put in a spot because they don't have anyone else there. In our case, we don't have anyone else there right now because of injury. So who's going to step up? That is the $1 million question. We have Jalen Johnson back. He's healthy. He's at 100%. So now we have Jalen Johnson, our all-pro corner, along with the guy who played across from him, Tyreek Stevenson, who's in a contract year. And to help the back end of that defense, we signed 10-year veteran Xavier Woods. To help our freshman, our rookie safety, Adam Thieneman. Adam needs guidance. He needs someone to kind of take him under his wing. Well, guess what? Xavier Woods started 121 games in his career. I think that's a good enough experience for Adam Thieneman to learn under. And let me tell you something. Here's the thing that I know to be true. When you aren't the fastest athlete in the world, or the biggest, or the strongest, you must become more cerebral in your approach to whatever it is in life, and whatever sport it is. You must become more cerebral. It means you must watch a lot of tape. You must pick up tells. You must be able to identify formations and tendencies from that formation and put yourself in a position to make plays based off of your analysis. You must be much smarter and more in tune with the film room than anyone else when you're not the biggest, strongest, or fastest. Now, if you're the biggest, strongest, or the fastest, and you still decide to delve into the film work and find tells and find tendencies, a la Ed Reed, a la Troy Polamalu, a la Harrison Smith, you will take your game to a level you might not be ready for. You may not have dreamed of. Or maybe you have dreamed of. So you get Adam Thieneman behind. He's being mentored now by Xavier Woods, a guy who's had 121 starts in his career. You don't think there's a lot he can learn from that man? To have 121 starts in the NFL is impressive. Impressive. So, yes, we got Thieneman starting. Yes, he lost his mentor to be. But the Bears signed another mentor for him in Xavier Woods. Opportunity. What if this is the opportunity that Xavier Woods needs? What if Xavier Woods has a good season? Has 4 or 5 interceptions? Now, he just bought himself another contract, probably somewhere else, but nonetheless, you're always auditioning. So let's not get down and talk about, oh, the sky is falling, all Chicken Little on us. No. Let's wait and see who wants to step up. Because we're in the same position last season when Jalen Johnson went down, and we had no idea who the hell was going to make a play. Oh, man, they're going to throw at whoever his cornerback is, whoever his replacement is, and guess what his replacement did? His replacement made All-Pro just like Jalen Johnson was. So let's sit back and see. Let's not overreact. I hate the overreacting fan. Chicken Little, stop it. Stop the nonsense. Let's watch and see how it plays out. Well, let's do this. Let's get a crack-a-lackin', baby, because at the top of the hour, we have Jacob Infante from Windy City Gridiron. We're going to talk Bears football. Let's get some other stuff out of the way first. Then we can talk some Cubs, Sox, and, of course, Bears at the top of the hour with Jacob Infante. All right? So you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Oh, we're checking in, my man. King Book of World checking in. Shawn, the vet, Shorty, Mashawn, salute. King Book of World. First, top of the morning topic. This one hurt. Hurt big time. The good guys. The White Sox lost to the Reds 5-4 in 10 innings yesterday on the South Side. They wasted a phenomenal outing by Shawn Burke. Shawn Burke started the game, no decision, 7 innings, 3 hits of of 1-run baseball, 1 earned run, 8 punch-outs. Miguel Vargas was 1 for 4 with a homer, his 25th, driving in his 68th RBI. Brenton Doyle, first pitch of the bottom of the first inning for the Sox, he goes yard. He was 1 for 3. He hit his second homer of the season, driving in his 6th run of the season. Edgar Carroll gets in on the home run parade. He was 1 for 3, hitting his 3rd, driving in his 17th of the year. Unfortunately, the bullpen could not hold. They tied it, won it in the 10th. And on the Pope Day, they were giving away Pope hats to every fan, not the first 20,000 or 10,000 or 5,000. Every fan who walked in got a Pope hat, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was a sold-out crowd yesterday. Sold out on a Tuesday. 38,000. 38,000 people on a Tuesday. You know they're only there for $5 Tuesdays. Oh, man. It was frustrating. It was very, very frustrating. That's a game. If we lose the division or if we don't make the playoffs, whatever, we can look back to this game as being one of the games in the season that was a turning point. This late, we had them down 4-0. 4-0, we had them down. Shawn Burke gave up the homer to Eugenio Suarez. A ball that was out of the zone. A high fastball, this dude took it out. That was the only run Shawn Burke gave up yesterday. He was stellar. The bullpen comes in and they implode big time, and it really hurt. Cincinnati is 56 and 6. They're 55 and 61. There are 6 games under 500 going into yesterday's game, and now they're 5 games under 5. Can't be losing. Now we have to win the next 2. We have to. Speaking of that, tonight, the next top of the morning topic, the White Sox host the Reds again tonight at Wright Field. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on CHSN or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 AM. The probables for tonight's game for Cincinnati. Rhett Lauder, he's 4-7 with a 5.26 ERA, going up against Luis Castillo, who's 3-9 with a 5.30 ERA. Hopefully this change of scenery does Luis Castillo well, as it has happened so often in the past. When you get traded from a crap team to a team that's contending, well, for us, we're in first place and trying to win the AL Central, your outlook changes. Okay? You go from worst to first, and now every time you go out there, you know you're playing for something. Let's hope he has a good game again tonight. Keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Cubs. The Cubs beat the Nationals down in D.C. 8-6. Shota Imanaga got the start. He got a no decision. He went 4 2/3 with 6 hits, 4 earned runs, no walks, 5 punch-outs. Seiya Suzuki, 2 for 5 with a double, his 21st, a homer, his 20th, and his 67th and 68th RBIs of the year. Alex Bregman, telling you, he's hot now. He was 2 for 4 with a homer, his 13th, driving in his 54th. And PCA is just PCA, just doing MVPCA things. I'm telling you, he was 1 for 5, homer, his 27th, driving in his 72nd run of the year. Keeping moving, the next top of the morning topic, the Cubs play at the Nats again. They're still in D.C. tonight. First pitch is at 5:45 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 104.3 FM. Probables for tonight's game for the good. I was going to say, that was a Freudian slip. For the Cubs, the Northsiders, Kevin Gossman, newly acquired Kevin Gossman, who's 6-10 with a 4.29 ERA, going up against to be announced. They have not announced their starter for today. The Nationals have not. So it's a wait and see. Keeping it moving, the next after morning topic, the Bears safety Kobe White is scheduled to be out 4 to 6 months after surgery on Friday, per head coach Ben Johnson. That was a shocker. That shocked the Chicago Bears community, reporters, fans, and as I was saying earlier, they already replaced him. This goes to show you how replaceable you are. They replaced him with Xavier Woods. They signed Xavier Woods, 10-year NFL vet, and they seem to get some production. Hopefully they're going to get the production out of him that they want. Hopefully he's a great resource for Adam Thieneman. Cornelius Squalls in the house. It's top of the morning, Shawn and Sports Donors. Not to worry, Bears fans. It could be worse, like losing your starting left tackle. We don't have a starting left tackle, so we can't lose him. I'm telling you. I really, really hope that Jedrick Wills wins that left tackle job. Okay? He's a left tackle. He's a first round he's an All-America left tackle out of Alabama. Maybe you heard of the program. Number 10 overall draft pick. Played left tackle in college. Played left tackle in the NFL. I understand. You got Ozzie Trapillo, who is another bombshell who might be back. Why are you doing this, Bears? Why? I have no idea why Ryan Poles decided to mention that he could come back for sometime during camp. What? That is ludicrous and asinine. So you want this guy to get hurt for good, for good. Is that what you're doing? Why does this even come out? This is the type of dumb shit that the Bears have done for so long. Why did that even come out? Because now people are saying, Ozzie Trapillo can be back. Ozzie Trapillo can be back. Ozzie Trapillo can be back. No, he's got to get into practices. He's got to get stronger. He hasn't been able to lift because he's lost all that. He lost all that weight because he can't squat. He can't squat and deadlift and hang clean and do plyometrics and footwork drills. But you want him to come back early? Let that young man sit out all year and have him come back next year or later in the season. And I get it. He's young. He's 22, 23, 24, somewhere in there. Trust me, I understand. Healing for young people is different. But come on, man. Jedrick Wills is that dude. Because everyone's talking about Ozzie Trapillo. Ozzie Trapillo wasn't the end-all, be-all left tackle last year. The best left tackle we have is Jedrick Wills. And we went through a laundry list of left tackles. We had 3 left tackles last year. 4. If you want to count the playoffs, we kicked out Joe Tooney. And we still won 13 games. Put a left tackle there and leave him there. Put Jedrick Wills there and leave him there. Ozzie's gonna there's no way this dude's gonna be ready. Not after the thing that they have. Not after the injury he had. No way. No way. Rick, this one's for you, dog. Next topic, I want to topic. The Sky are at the Golden State Valkyries tonight. Tip-off is at 9 p.m. Central. You can catch it on the U, Channel 26, the U, USA Network, or CNBC. Rick, you got 3 places to watch the Sky. You got 3. But back to this Trapillo thing. Don't do it, Bears. Do not do it. Don't bring him back. Let him sit out. Bring him back at the end of the year. When he's healthy, when you think he's ready, give him another 2 weeks. Give him 2 weeks of practices. Give him 2 weeks with working out, getting in football shape. He is not conditioned. He is not trained. He has been rehabbing. Stop doing this dumb shit and putting these guys out there who aren't ready physically. He was a rookie last year, so last year was his first year in a professional football organization's offseason program. Then he gets hurt, and he couldn't be in the offseason program this year because he's rehabbing. We talked about this shit. I've talked about it. We talked about it here ad nauseum. Stop putting players out there who haven't trained properly due to injury. Because you put them out there, you're like, oh, wow, And he knows his body's not going to be ready. And say I can't go because he's basically saying, I'm giving up my job. Someone else take my job. Don't put him in that position. Protect him from himself. No, we are the adults here. I know he's one of our draft picks. I know he played left tackle last year, but he wasn't a great left tackle. He wasn't a bookend left tackle. Now he has the opportunity to work to get there. That's a possibility. Possible. Not guaranteed. Give me a left tackle who's played there and leave him there. Leave Jedrick Wills there, or finally leave Braxton Jones there and be done with it. But just dropping Ozzy Trapillo's name, Ryan Pauls, what were you thinking? Why? Because now it's going to be an uproar. Oh, Ozzy's coming back. Ozzy Trapillo's going to be back. No, he's not coming back. He is not strong enough. You can't tell me, because I refuse, because I played ball, I've coached, I've been in the weight room with kids, with people. And when you don't lift, you lose muscle strength. Now, you can maintain some or lose it at a much slower rate when you're rehabbing, but you're not building muscle to play a season. And that's what he was doing, building muscle. He was rehabbing. He wasn't building muscle to play in the season. He was getting his strength back. He was getting his floor, his foundational strength back. So now you want to get the fan base in an uproar? This is some old school Chicago Bear bullshit that they're doing now. Some dumb shit. This is that bullshit that they're doing, that they used to do in the past. Coming back to rear its ugly head. I don't like it. They've done a great job of trying to get past that, of trying to look like a real organization, a first-class organization, and then you do this dumb shit. So, was Adam Schefter wrong when he said 4 to 6 weeks or 8 to 10 weeks? Was Adam Schefter wrong? Because if that's the case, now we can't trust Adam Schefter. But Adam Schefter is like a lot of these plugged-in people. Their sources are usually on the team, connected closely to the team. So the information he had, and it could be a situation where they thought 8 to 10, and they said, you know what? You might not come back. You might not be at full strength. Surgery would do this, but it'll take you out 4 to 6. So that decision could have been made later. 2 things could have been true. The initial report could have said he'll be out 8 to 10 weeks. Then after further evaluation, it could have said, let's do surgery. That's probably the best thing long-term for this young man. 2 things can be true. But it's just a bad look when you get one of the NFL insiders saying it's 8 to 10 weeks, and nope, it's not. It's 4 to 6 months. So whoever the insider was, did he feed him bad news? I don't know. My man Rick Gonzalez says, "Hola amigo, still with no electricity, going on almost 24 hours without it. FGB, damn, bro. Where you at? You still in Oakland? You in Justice? You in Allsip? Where you at, bro? Because I we've been very fortunate here in Orland Park, even though allegedly a tornado hit down here in Orland Park yesterday. Oh, you're in Manuka. Okay. Okay, yeah, you're a little further out. Okay. I can see why it'd be tough. Yeah, allegedly a hurricane touched down in Orland Park yesterday. I got some calls from my cousins, like just checking on me. Hey, you guys okay? We heard something touched down in Orland Park. Like, damn, bro. Good luck. I hope your power gets turned back on soon, bro, because that's gotta suck. Because that means you got any food that you have in the fridge, gotta go. You got to keep that fridge door closed as long as you can. Try and keep the cold in there because it's getting warmer by the second. Man. What did I say, Michelle? Did I say a hurricane? Did I say a hurricane, bro? I meant tornado. Is that what I said? Did I say a hurricane? I meant tornado. I think I said hurricane. Did I say hurricane? Text me, Shawn. Yes or no? Did I say hurricane? But yeah, tornado touchdown in Orland Park. No, what did I say then? Shawn, what did I say? What? But anyway, yeah, tornado touchdown in Orland. So it's crazy out here. So I can only imagine what it was like out there by you, bro. Man. Oh, Michelle said, I meant you said hurricane. Okay. Yeah, we're not close enough to oceans to get hurricanes over here. King Booker Will said, story about Manuka. One of my homies moves out there like 25 years ago when there wasn't shit out there. I used to joke with him that ain't nothing out there but land and the clan. You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. I'm telling you. You ain't lying. But, man, there's a lot going on here with this Trapillo thing and Kobe Bryant. Guys got to step up. This is where, I think I've said it once before. I'm not sure. Coaching matters. If we had told you last year that Jalen Johnson was going to be out, our linebackers are going to have multiple games missed. We had to start we had to start. We had to start 2 journeyman linebackers 1 week. And our all-pro cornerback is gone. Who in their right mind would have said we were going to win 13 games? Who in their right mind would have said that? No one. The world was ending when Jalen Johnson was and wasn't going to play. The world was ending, but we found someone. Great coaching by Al Harris. Great coaching by Dennis Allen. Great coaching by Ben Johnson. It's time to trust what they can do. Now, they might not get a guy who has 7-8 sacks, and that's okay. If they get a guy who has a lot of PBUs, causes a couple of fumbles, stops a lot of key third downs, okay, I'll take it. Coaching matters. So we'll see. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome our guy Jacob Infante from Windy City Gridiron. We're going to talk more Bears, get his thoughts on the left tackle, get his thoughts on the safety, get his thoughts on the defensive end as we prepare a little over 72 hours before the Chicago Bears' first preseason game this year. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Jacob Infante up next on Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
You obviously wanted to be coached hard, and then you were willing to accept the way that he does it, and then you see the results of it when you get away from the season.
Yeah.
What did you see when you had a distance to reflect on that?
Yeah. Coaching matters.
Some smart guy once said that one time, coaching matters. Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. That clip courtesy of the Chicago Bears. That was earlier in the season, in the preseason, I should say, in camp. It's our quarterback, Caleb Williams, talking about being coached hard by Ben Johnson. Camp has not been kind to our Chicago Bears. It's not been kind across the league. Let's keep it a buck. We're not the only ones suffering injuries. Don't even talk to San Francisco. They had 20 guys out at one point. 20! So just when you think you got it bad, Bears fans, just relax. There's a lot of people who have it a lot worse. My next guest, good friend of the program, fired up to talk to him about some of these injuries, about who's going to step up, about what we can expect. He's got a few gigs. I was doing some research. He's with Pro Football News. Is that what it is, boss? I was like, damn, look at my man. Jacob's doing work, baby. I love it. He is Director of Media Partnerships at Pro Football News, I believe. And he bears an NFL contributor over at Windy City Gridiron. You can find him on Twitter at Jacob Infante24. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports, Jacob Infante. Jacob, good morning, Papa. How are you?
Hey, Shawn. I'm good. How you doing, man?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Let's get it crack-a-lacking, baby. What the hell is going on in camp with our Bears, dude? Jeez. Kobe Bryant's out for 8 to 10. 4 to 6 months. Ozzy Trapillo is coming back, allegedly, or he could come back. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, it's a chaotic time. Like you were saying, I know a lot of other teams are going through some of these injuries right now, but it's been a roller coaster of a week, man. Seriously, I think with Kobe Bryant, first it was saying 8 to 10 weeks that he'd be out for, and then he ended up having the surgery, and now he's going to be out for most, if not all, the regular season. Obviously, that's a massive loss for the Bears secondary. I mean, over at PFN, our safety impact scoring had Kobe as the sixth best safety in the NFL last year with Seattle. So to be able to have that no longer the secondary, obviously that's a big loss. Ozzy coming back is huge potentially. We'll see if he's going to be ready for week 1. I don't think anybody was anticipating that was even remotely possible, given some of the recent recovery timelines that we've seen from Achilles injuries. So Ozzy is well ahead of the curve. That'd be huge to have that continuity along the offensive line, to give Trapillo some more of those reps to continue to grow as a player. It's yin yang, you win some, you lose some. They definitely won one with Ozzy and definitely lost one with Kobe. A lot of other minor injuries going on as well, which is, it's definitely worrisome, especially, the whole Luther Burden thing. He's going to be out for all of training camp, the rest of preseason now, but anticipating he'll be back for week 1. It'll be interesting to see what his recovery is going to be like, if the groin's going to affect his speed, his agility in the first few weeks of the season. But I mean, it could be worse. Definitely a lot of Bears fans are going to be upset about the whole Kobe injury, and I don't blame them. But like you said, it could be the 49ers. There are some other teams out there who do have it worse. So, it's good to keep perspective for something like that.
But talk to me real quick about this Ozzy Trapillo thing. And my question, I would pause even mention it. You know what I mean? Why mention it? You didn't mention that Kobe Bryant was probably going to have surgery, but you mentioned this guy might come back. Does he realize that he should? It was a rhetorical question, of course. But do you realize that this guy's not trained? This guy's been rehabbing. He has not been training. His muscles have atrophied. His explosion is gone. His strength is gone. His power's gone because you have to rehab. You're not training. He was off for a while, and then you want to say bring him back? Bro, like, why would you even bring that into the conversation? Why do you think you would do that? Because now all the media's picked it up, all the fans have picked it up, and let's keep it a buck. Ozzy wasn't the next Anthony Munoz. He did okay. But so why do you think that polls would do something? I think it was silly to even mention it on the Hogan Johns podcast.
Yeah, so it definitely took a lot of people by surprise, myself included. And look, I don't know even if Ozzy is ready for week 1, I don't know if he's going to be the best option. And look, I think that the Bears definitely found the right guy, at least like down the stretch last season, where Ozzy, in my opinion, was better than both Theo Benedict and Braxton Jones last year. But at the same time, I mean, Ozzy's, like you said, coming off an injury. He's been rehabbing. He hasn't been training so much as he's just been trying to regain that athleticism, regain that strength in his lower half. And it's going to be interesting to see, one, when he actually does come back, and two, how's he going to look when he does come back? Because there were some ups and downs with him as a rookie. I think he surpassed expectations as a as a late second round pick. Not only that, but someone who's switching from right tackle to left tackle. I mean, that left tackle, he hadn't played that position in a few years. He was at Boston College. He played right tackle his final 2 years, and then he played left tackle before, but it had certainly been a minute. So, look, I mean, with a guy like Ozzy, with someone as young as he is, naturally you have to have tempered expectations coming off an injury. I do think that in the long term, he has the best chance to be the left tackle of the future for Chicago out of the guys who are currently on the roster. But I don't necessarily think that, right out of the gate, he's going to be out of this world good. Like you said, he's been focusing more on rehab than he has training and, getting better from a physical perspective. Granted, there's a lot of film study you can do. There's some handwork you can do, but it's tough. I mean, football, it's a physically taxing sport. I mean, you have to be able to move laterally. You have to be explosive. I mean, there's so much that goes into it.
It really is. And so it just boggled my mind. I, like most of Bears Nation, was surprised by it. And, and I just wanted to get your take on that. We signed Xavier Wood. What kind of impact is he going to have? Because Kobe Bryant was going to be he was going to be a mentor, whether he wanted to or not. Adam Thieneman was going to look up to this guy. We're both safeties. They're going to be in the room a lot. What kind of experience, what kind of nuggets, or how important will you think Xavier would be? The young man, I shouldn't say young, he's 10 years in the league. The guy has 121 starts. Can he give a lot of the good nuggets and insight to Adam Thieneman, who's starting his rookie year?
Yeah, so I think that, I bring up the statistics and the analytics earlier. So Pro Football Network, like I mentioned, had Kobe Bryant sixth for safeties. Xavier Woods was 42nd, so that's a pretty big drop off. But you think about it, there are still 64 starting safeties in the NFL. That means Xavier Woods, I mean, he's an average starter, maybe slightly below average, but I'd say that's a lot better than what the alternative could have been if they just ran into the rest of training camp with what they currently have at safety. So Woods, I think, he's older than Kobe. He has some good experience. He's an effective playmaker. He spent 2020 with Al Harris in Dallas. They had a little bit of overlap where he was the defensive backs coach there for a few years, and Woods was in Dallas for his final. So Woods' final year in Dallas was Harris's first year as their defensive backs coach. He's going to have good ball skills, a little shaky in run support, but I think that the coverage aspect is going to be huge. I mean, looking at, the grading, he was better. You're more efficient in coverage than Jaquan Brisker last year. So comparing that to last year's squad for sure, Woods, I think, is a decent enough addition to this, to the team for sure. And obviously, it would help to give Dylan Thieneman a top flight safety to play alongside, to give him that, high end veteran safety to kind of ease the pressure off of him a little bit as a rookie. Thieneman's not going to have that luxury as much anymore, unfortunately, this season. But I do think Woods is a capable spot starter, decent enough contributor. And it helps Cam Lewis be more versatile too. I mean, Buffalo moved him around in the slot. They had him in the box a little bit too, not just as a deep safety. So having Woods, a guy who's comfortable playing in that deep safety sort of role, whether it's two high, single high, whatever the case, it's going to be huge for Lewis. It's going to be huge for Dennis Allen to have some continuity as a play caller. Obviously, losing Kobe for most, if not all, the year is going to be a huge loss, but I think that Woods is a decent enough replacement. So all things considered, I think they pivoted kind of well.
I do too, bro. Jacob, I do too. My thing is, you don't have to be a great player to impose wisdom. All right, some guys are physically limited. All right, and the way that they do it is, through not smoke and mirrors, but through film work and study. All right, and and I said it earlier, if you can get Adam Thieneman, who's fast as lightning, if you can get that guy to delve into film and study, now you're looking at someone who's going to be unbelievably fast and has the football IQ of a veteran at such an early age. Now you're dealing with your expectations for this guy will be through the roof because of the combination of both. So I hope that Kobe Bryant is still around. He's still in meetings, and it still kind of keeps him under his wing. But also Xavier Woods, like, hey, bro, I've been in the league. I had 121 starts. I may not be the biggest, strongest, fastest, but I stayed here doing this, and this. That type of mentality, a workman's mentality for a first-round pick, it's going to go a long way for Thieneman. That's going to help him. One of the things that I talk about is the level of coaching. When you move up from high school to college to pro, the most important level of coaching you have is that first season because it builds a base for you. I think Adam Thieneman is going to have a good base with Kobe Bryant in his ear, because now Kobe Bryant gets to step back and actually be more cerebral, because now all he can do is watch film. Okay, he's got Xavier Woods, he's got Al Harris, he's got Dennis Allen. That's a nice little group to learn from. And I expect great things from him. Not necessarily this year. He can have some good plays, big splash plays, but I think I expect some big things from him. And I'm really happy that he's got that foundational piece for his first year of coaching at the new level. So I'm looking forward to Adam Thieneman making some big plays this year, and people, putting some crazy out. He's going to be all pro 17 years in a row. All right, you know how we get as Bear fans. Let's go to the other side of the. I'm sorry. Let's stay on that side one more time. Let's move up a couple levels. That defensive line. They're talking about the Vanilla Gorilla. Jordan Vandenberg is doing that thing out there. He is throwing people around like the rag dolls. Your thoughts on the 6th-round pick out of South Africa?
So, I like the accent. That was pretty good. But like, I think
I watched Lethal Weapon 2 a couple times.
there you go. But I'm excited for Vandenberg, honestly, and part of it is, admittedly, I don't think the defensive line around him is all that great. So I'm clinging on to hope of, here's an intriguing young guy. Hope he can be something. But I really like the pick when they made it, man. I think that you can go back to the. I did a live stream with PFN when the draft was going on, and I somewhere I posted my reaction to the Vandenberg pick, and I was just so ecstatic with it. Just physical tools for days. He's definitely
monster,
raw,
bro.
Yeah,
he's a monster with a. You know what it is, bro. He seems like he's a few screws loose. He's a few sandwiches short of a picnic, which is what you need in a defensive lineman.
Yeah, no, he brings. Yeah, you're exactly right. I feel like he brings like that nasty mentality. Like he's someone who's gonna kick ass and take names. Which is it's refreshing to have on the defensive line where you have a guy who he had the second best relative athletic score. So testing,
Yes.
the 40-yard dash, the bench press, the agility, the 10-yard split, that quickness, that get off, just really physically dominant. And, there's a reason, he fell to day 3 where he's raw. He's still trying to figure things out, former rugby player. He's still trying to understand the nuances of playing the defensive line position, how to stack and shed blocks consistently. Like, I mean, he was solid at it at Georgia Tech. At Penn, when he arrived at Penn State initially in college, he was just a multiple ball played and, wasn't really productive. It was just purely a guy who could test well, and that's it. As I'm getting interrupted here by my cat. But anyway, yeah, I mean, but in Georgia Tech, you started to see like it's still very raw, but when he has, when things click for him and he identifies, all right, I'm going to use this move against this sort of, pass set against this specific type of guard. I know this guy struggles against speed. I know this guy struggles against power. You could see the flashes and like the wheels are starting to turn, within his head. Still is a long way to go in that regard, but the physical attributes are out of this world. The want to is there. The motor is there. And by all accounts, he's making plays in training camp too, which is such a big thing. So I'm excited to see what he can do in the preseason, especially. I think he's really got a chance to solidify a nice role for himself in this defense. I don't think he's going to start right away by any means, but I think the fact that he's getting first team reps right away as a 6th-round rookie, I mean, it says it's not a super deep defensive tackle room, but it does admittedly, it says that, Vandenberg's putting in the work and he's getting noticed for it, which is, pretty exciting at this stage.
We're joined by Jacob Infante, Bears and NFL draft over at Windy City Gridiron, talking Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that he's a few sandwiches short of a picnic. He's crazy, but my thing is this. How big now? Because he admittedly, Grady Jarrett was one of his idols growing up. Now he's in the same room with him. How much do you think he has really helped Vandenberg? Talk about the things you said. This guy doesn't like speed. This guy has a problem with the power rush. This guy has a problem with this. How much do you think Grady Jarrett has really helped him become so astute so soon?
I mean, I feel like being around a guy like Grady Jarrett has to help, and that's part of why you have him there is a mentorship capability. Uh, excuse me, thought I had to sneeze there, but I didn't. I think having a guy who's done it at a high level for as long as Grady has is definitely beneficial to some of the young guys, like Vandenberg and even Javon Dexter, as far as, all right, this is how you use your hands, this is how you got to proportion like your weight. This is, how to get proper pad level, things like that. And yeah, Jared isn't as, explosive as he used to be. Like at this stage of his career, he's got, he has more football behind him than he has ahead of him. But uh, you learn a thing or two in the NFL. If you stick around for long enough, you start to know some things. So Jarrett definitely is a good guy to learn from a technical perspective, how to, especially from a hand usage standpoint, where I think Vandenberg still has some room to grow. Being around a guy like Jarrett, I think, is going to be really helpful for him. And as far as Jarrett being specifically hands-on with Vandenberg, I don't know that full extent, but I do anticipate that even just being around him, you start to see some things. And even like just getting coached up by an NFL coaching staff where the technique is paramount. And you're, especially with a head coach like Ben Johnson and the guys that he brings in and co-signs on, where detail is key in every aspect. I think that Vandenberg's in a good position to succeed. So having a guy like Jared as well, who knows what he's doing and knows how to win and how to have sustained success in the NFL for a long time, I think that's going to be really helpful for his development.
I hope from your lips to God's ears, man, because I really would love to have a stud defensive tackle that people look at and go, damn, that's a Mickey Ficky problem every week. Hey, Jacob, great stuff as always, Papa. I appreciate the time. Do me a huge favor, though. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate it as always. You can find me on Twitter, X at JacobInfante24. My Bears and NFL draft stuff, as you can see at the bottom there, is Windy City Gridiron. My general NFL stuff is over at Pro Football Network. That's the full-time gig. So make sure to check both those out. I'm on Instagram at JacobInfante24 as well. So tap into that. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Thanks as always for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate your time, man. Hey,
Of course.
be cool. Stay dry. It's crazy out here in the Shy, and bear the freak down. I'm fired up for our preseason.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Guys, that's Jacob Infante from Windy City Gridiron and Pro Football Network talking Bears football with us. Yeah, the D-line is, you know what, King Booker World, I agree with you. King Booker World says, remember the D-line wasn't healthy last season. I'm sorry. This is the one. He says, the D-line is going to shock some people. Folks keep saying they didn't do anything to better this D-line. Going to have some backtracking to do. I hope so. Oh, snap. Rick Gonzalez got some power, baby. Power is restored. Thank God. FGB. Rick Gonzalez got some power. Excellent. Glad to hear, bro. I really am. Good stuff. I think the D-line might be a surprise. I'm not calling them the purple people leaders. Okay? I'm not doing that. I'm just saying they're going to surprise people, and they may be a lot better than some people think. I think the addition of Jordan Vandenberg is going to be huge for this team. I think once he gets it, and he's going to be a problem when he gets it. Shawn, so how's the weather there, SuperBack? It's actually really dark it's really, really dark and ominous, and it just started raining. After the show, I'm going to go put the car in the garage. Yeah, King Book World, they're going to have more pressure than some think. Yeah, I agree with you. Because there's going to be just some people you don't expect. We didn't expect Jordan Vandenberg. We didn't expect – what did you say, King Book of World? Nobody placed any bets on Nashawn Wright being an All-Pro. I'm not saying Jordan Vandenberg could be an All-Pro. All I'm saying is he might be a lot better than his sixth-round position. Mashawn's coming down here in Oakland. Okay, yeah, it's coming down over here too. I'm a little further southwest than you, Mashawn. And I'm going to freaking say it. Dio's going to prove us wrong. I hope so, King Book World. I hope so. I hope so. That would be awesome if Dio comes out and has craziness. So we're about to get hit. Where you at, King Book World? What part of the city? South side? I believe you're South Sider, right? Yeah, it's coming down kind of crazy. But I got plenty of food. Moms and I went to Connie's yesterday. She had a doctor's appointment downtown, so we went downtown. On the way back, I'm like, let's stop at Connie's. We ain't been to Connie's in a minute. Stopped at Connie's. I still got some leftovers from yesterday. So as soon as I get off from here, your boy's going to have a nice early lunch about 11:15. Oh, you're in Logan Square. Okay. Yeah, it's coming down, Papa. It's coming down. But, one of the things that what did he say? The yin and the yang, right? Will do, Rick. I already got hit this morning. Just coming your way, SuperBack. Be safe, homie. FGB. I will, Papa. Like I said, I ain't going nowhere, bro. We ain't going. How's it go? We ain't going nowhere. Bad boy for life. I ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm staying in. Like I said, I'm putting the car in the garage. It's got another car. I had to get rid of the little truck that I had. So I got the car. So I'm gonna put that, make sure that's in the garage right after the show. But yeah, this weather's crazy. But I'm telling you, a lot of things that I'm hearing, Caleb is doing a lot of the little things. All right, Caleb is doing what we wanted him last year, his first 2 years. But especially last year, take the gimmies, take the layups, take the checkdowns, take the crossers, take the underneath stuff. Let those athletes, I don't know if you heard the thunder, let those playmakers make plays. That's it. That's what he's doing. Let his playmakers make plays. And the situation, we're not going to have to come back from behind because we're going to be up a lot. And here's my thought. Not my thought. I think we're going to be up. Oftentimes we'll be up 2 scores, 10 points or more. Okay? Or at least 9 points or more. I think we'll be up 10 points or more at times. And teams are going to have to score twice on us. Wow, most likely giving us the ball back one time in between. See, this is the problem, not the problem. This is the situation we're probably going to be in. Is that our offense is going to be so dominant. And according to multiple reports, yesterday's practice was a good one, but the offense, it ripped it. Ripped it. DeAndre Swift, great day of practice. Kyle Monungai, great day of practice. Holes by the offensive line. We're gaping. So now the question is it great on the offensive line or is it crappy on the defensive line? Because the offense went against the ones. First offense went against the first defense and the second defense. So they went against both. And the first defense went against the first offense and second offense as well, which was pretty dope. All right. So I think we're going to have a 4-minute offense. The only problem with the 4-minute offense is I don't know if we'll be able to hold the ball for 4 minutes. I think we'll be so explosive that we might score. And some people say, well, you scored too fast. Not if you extend the lead to 2 touchdowns or to 10 points. If you extend the lead to 2 scores, you didn't score too fast. Because the worst thing, and I understand at that point, time is your friend, and time is the worst enemy of your opponent. But when you give them a 2-score deficit, or they give the Bears a two-score lead, and your opponent a 2-score deficit, man, that means that puts them in a different mindset. We got to score. We got to get an onside kick, and then we got to score again. No, it's not just you. King Booker World said, is it me or is Caleb and Coach Jay simpatico? Caleb seems to have adapted some of Coach Jay's mannerisms. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're in sync. They're in sync. Rick, you're a damn fool. Rick said we should go after Max still. I agree. If we get him, that helps our pass coverage. FGB, and I almost forgot. Hashtag F visiting Wisconsin. You're a fool. Brandon Shush checking in. Good morning, Papa. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. But Caleb is getting smarter. He's growing, and that's what you want. Caleb, you're not going to be a finished product the first year in. And his first year in was with a crappy regime, coaching staff. Okay? He had to unlearn and then relearn a lot of good stuff last year, which he did. And made it spectacular over and over again. 7 times he did it last year. So now he's starting to get the simple, the boring, the monotonous down. Those ones that keep the drive moving. The ones that take you from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, where your entire playbook is open. Like, those are the things that you have to understand. Defensive coordinators hate that. I'm telling you from experience. I hated that 2nd and 3. What can they do? They can do anything. 2nd and 8, 9. Yeah, okay, they're most likely going to pass. Could run. 3rd and 7, most likely a pass. But you give me a 2nd and 3, 2nd and 2. As a defensive coordinator, it's like, I don't know. And if Caleb starts to do that, I told you, this offense is going to be unreal. You know, you talked about Coach Caleb and Coach Johnson being in sync with each other. Okay? That goes on the field, off the field, and on the field. If he's starting to see things, and that's one question I would love to ask. And Coach Johnson's going to say he's doing a good job because he doesn't want to hype him up. Just like I told you, remember Bill Belichick? Did I not tell you he's Bill Belichick Jr.? I don't know about him having like maybe an 18-year-old girlfriend like Belichick had the 23-year-old girlfriend. But what I'm saying is he's like Belichick. He doesn't give out praise much. He's very matter of fact. He's down to earth. He's not going to praise Caleb and say, oh, Caleb is great. How many times did you hear Bill Belichick said Brady's the GOAT? How many times did you hear that? While they were playing, while Brady was under his that staff, how many times did Bill Belichick ever say Tom Brady's the best quarterback in the NFL? You didn't. He was always on him. That's exactly it, King Book World. Minus the cheating and the granddaughter age girlfriend. That's right. But you never heard Belichick praise Brady. He would always say he did a good job. He's okay. He never went out of his way to hype Brady up. Never went about, with our quarterback, I'm confident we can beat anybody. But no. Always downplayed it. And Ben Johnson's the same way. And Caleb is going to be Hopefully he responds the same way Brady responded. Rick said, we had 7 points a game last year. Can we raise that to 30 points a game? FGB. Let's see, did we average 27 last year? Let's see. Come on. So the Bears averaged 25.9 points per game during the 2025 season. Just to tick off, Rick. About a point off, 1.1 point off. 1.1. 30? That's a big difference, bro. That was 9th in the NFL last year. At 25.9 points per game last year was 9th in the NFL. I think we should be able to get to 30 with early touchdowns, opening drive, second drive. Because everything that I'm hearing from people at camp, everything I'm reading, there's a change. You see a different Caleb. He's in control of the offense. He's moving people around. He has a better understanding of it. But, I mean, didn't I tell you this? Didn't I tell you this last year and everyone got mad at me? Remember I said 2026, a window opens. You're like, F 2026, we're going for 2025. I'm like, okay, I'm going for 2025 too, but, man. Well, King Booker says, so all that BS about diva this and doesn't work hard about Caleb was BS. I still think it's a diva. I think he's a diva, big time. But that says nothing about his work ethic. His work ethic is second to none. You can still be a diva. You can still be demanding and bitchy and all the other stuff. But you can still put in the work. Both of those things can be true. One thing that we cannot deny. We don't know about the diva. It appears to be he's a diva. One thing it doesn't appear that he's afraid of hard work. Doesn't appear that he's afraid of hard work at all. As a matter of fact, he relishes the hard work. And this is the report we got from his high school coach, my buddy. Exactly, King Booker World. He's a quarterback that all divas. Exactly. Yes. I don't know who's a bigger diva, wide receivers or quarterbacks. You mean how they made him out to be? Yeah, they did. There was a lot. You know, my buddy from college, who was his high school coach, told me, you know what, I'll get him back out on the show. He said, Caleb will do whatever it takes to win. He said, if you need him to throw the ball, he said, we threw the ball 40 times. He was cool with it. We ran the ball 40 times. He was cool with it. All he wanted to do was win. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't care how it got done. He just wanted the dub at the end of the game. And that was telling to me. Because of the diva label that had been placed on him. But you saw it, man. You saw it. He didn't care. You know, a couple of questions for the reporters saying, you know, what about your 4,000 yard, blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, and even he said it in one of the questions that was asked, like, I just want to win. That's all great. It's nice. I just want to win. what more do you want from a quarterback? Because that's telling you a quarterback who will do whatever it takes to hoist that Lombardi trophy. I am cool with his work ethic. I'm cool with his. I mean, we won't know. I mean, we see it in preseason now in camp, but until we see it in the game, where he decides to say, "Hey, listen, I got playmakers underneath. Guess what? Here, you take the ball, you run with it. I get all the yards, still added to my account, to my stats." When he starts doing that, holy shit! Watch out. Watch out. And there was, one of the things that we had talked about, I had mentioned it. There was an article, is it today, they're talking about it? Yeah. It must have been yesterday's paper. But they talked about such and such is doing, Roman Dunze was doing his best to be wide receiver 1 this year. And I'm thinking, we don't need a wide receiver. You don't. Not in Ben Johnson's offense. There's going to be so much eating to do by everybody. Okay? There's going to be tons of plays to be made by everybody. So to force the ball to roam like he did last year, I don't know if it's a good idea. And I wonder if Caleb this just in. To Dan Pompey, Ben Johnson said, quote, "I want to have the highest scoring offense ever, which happens to be the 2013 Denver Broncos. The game they scored 37.9, and I want to surpass them. I want to surpass them. I want shutouts. I want blowouts." This is from Ben Johnson in his sit down with Dan Pompey at The Athletic. See, with shit like that, it makes you wonder, are they going after Max Crosby? Are they going to go after Max Crosby? Because you said you want shutouts. You want shutouts. Well, you're going to need people to stop. You're going to need to stop quarterbacks on third down. You got to do it. I love it. I love it. He really is, man. And I'm here for it, dude. I am here for it. Because, man, it's nice. And I'll say this from my playing days, from my coaching days, I wanted to destroy everybody when I played. And we had some good teams. And my mentality was, and it happened, that we scored so many points, I didn't even play the second half. The year we won the national championship in 2006, went down to Florida, played Central Ohio Lions. My fullback and I, We only had a 10-game schedule in the playoffs and whatever. In the regular season, we sat out an equivalent to 2.5 games. Still led the league in rushing. MVP that year. I led the league in rushing, was the MVP, and I sat out equivalent of 2.5 games out of those 10. Out of those 10. I'm telling you, it was not uncommon to be up 21, 28, nothing after one. It was not uncommon. It'd be 35, 42 points on the board at halftime. We'd probably play the first series, and our offensive coordinator is like, yeah, you're done. You're done. And I was like, okay. I honestly didn't care about the rushing title. I really didn't. I didn't care. But I'd have so many yards in the first half. And then there were a few games. There were a few games that, we played. It was, we only won by 21 points or 14 points, only. We had one game that went down to the wire with the Kankakee Seminoles, went down to the wire. The Mid-State Steel, that game was crazy. We scored 28 points in the fourth quarter. We scored on the first play of the fourth quarter. I had a touchdown and 2 TDs in that game. It was crazy. But from the other 8 games, I sat out an equivalent of 2.5 games. We didn't play. We came out and meant business. And this is what Ben Johnson is doing. He wants to come out and mean business. He's trying. He wants 40 points, 40 plus. He wants to blow that 39 points. What did he say? Look at it right here. Here's what he said to Dan Pompei. I want to have the highest scoring offense ever, which happens to be the 2013 Denver Broncos. I know how many points per game they scored, 37-9. I want to surpass that. I want to surpass them. I want shutouts. I want blowouts. He's looking at 40 points a game. He wants to score every single time because he's thinking he has the old Jimmy Johnson mentality. It's not my job to stop me from scoring. It's yours. It's not my job to stop me. You got to stop me. And I'll tell you what, with that type of attitude that's permeated into this quarterback, which permeates into this offense, I'm telling you, I would not be surprised. You heard it here first. You heard me? If the Bears make a move right before the season starts, if you go get a Max Crosby right before the season starts, I would not be surprised. Remember, we got Khalil Mack Labor Day. He had like 10 minutes to get ready before the game. Hyperbole. I'm exaggerating, of course. Wouldn't be surprised. Montez Sweat getting locked up by Darnell Wright. Happy for Darnell Wright, but damn, Montez, just $100 million man, $98 million man. What's up? Lock your ass up. The crooked commish is in the house, coming from the AZ. What's the weather like over there, Papa? What's the weather like? 100 degrees? Because it's overcast and rainy. Man, it's very ominous. The black cloud just went over the house. Crooked commissioners, I'm very interested to see how Jordan Vandenberg looks this Saturday. So do I. So am I. I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see how well he performs. It's monsoon season. Damn near had a tornado come our way. Wow, that's crazy. There's a tornado hitting Orland Park yesterday. It wasn't. I'm in the northeast part, furthest northeast you can get, just about. And Orland goes way west and way south from here. So I don't know where it hit, but it wasn't by us. and for knock on wood, we still have power. No power outages for us, thank goodness. I got Rick's out in Manuka, a little further southwest. It hasn't had power for a while. Some other people don't have power. I'm just grateful that. King Booker Will says Jordan Vandenberg going to be the nemesis enforcer in the game. My man checking in, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. Junior! Glad you can make it, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But this is good. This is who's going to step up. All right. Who's going to step up? I'm watching Xavier Wood. Okay. Watch Jalen Johnson. I wonder how our team's going to react to Jalen Johnson, because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they weren't throwing his way. They were not throwing his way at all. He'd have like 20 passes defended in the season. They didn't throw the ball to his side. But last year, when he came back too early, he wasn't himself. He was still hurt. And teams went at him and had success. He's not hurt anymore. He's not hurt. So the question is, how are teams going to proceed? Do you want to go at him again, see what he's got? Good luck. Tyreek Stevenson, you want to go after him? He's in a contract year. King Bookerwell said, first 6 weeks, they're going to test him, still thinking he's hurt. And after about 4 interceptions, they'll stop. From your lips to God's ears, bro. I swear, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. You can't expect to replicate the amount of turnovers you had last year, especially interceptions. But you can coach the hell out of it and make it a priority. So maybe you don't have enough interceptions. Maybe there's a lot more peanut punches. Maybe there's a lot more fumbles, ball on the ground. Maybe a lot more. All right, Ben Johnson said they're going to coach him up. Maybe that's a key point. It's when you're coaching, you always, every year you focus on something different. Okay, because of the following season, you're probably doing whatever you're taught, whatever you're working on last year is probably gone over well. So now you don't have to stress it so much. Now you enforce and focus on another thing. So focus on getting the ball out. Now the pick, that's a turnover still, a potential turnover. That ball's on the ground. That ball bounces funny. So as long as they focus on getting the ball out, takeaways, creating takeaways, we will have a much easier season to deal with. Because our offense is going to be humming. I'm telling you, that our offense is going to be humming. Whew. And I get Luther Burden's out till the regular season. Okay. Now you see the importance of being in California and having Luther Burden, Roma Dunze, Jade Walker, Colson Loveland, Cole Kmet. Having those guys out there working on your chemistry, working on your. Now you see. So I don't anticipate that being an issue. I don't anticipate their connection or lack thereof being an issue, because I have a feeling him and Luther Burden, him and Colston Loveland, I just, there's so much excitement for this year. Yeah, King Booker, well, we know they're not going to play much in the preseason. He says Luther Burden wasn't going to play much in the preseason anyway. Yeah, he wasn't going to play much. And there's only 3, because remember, it'd be the first and second game. You probably have 1 series, 2 series, a third game. In the old days, you'd play the first half, maybe the first series of the second half, but that's it. And then the fourth game was just for all rookies and undrafted free agents that weren't trying to make the team. Well, they took a game away. They took a preseason game away to add the 17th game of the season. From what I'm hearing, the reports I'm hearing, defense is holding its own at times. Offense looks definitely better than the defense, which I'm cool with. I am more than okay with it. Okay. The defense has had its days, a few days of their own. I just see this thing being an offensive juggernaut that we haven't seen since 2013. King Booker World says, call me crazy. I see some AB Antonio Brown potential in Luther Burden, minus the sling blade moments. Yes, let's keep those sling blade moments non-existent. I don't even want them at a minimum. I want them non-existent. But it's all going to be predicated by the run game. And that I'm excited about. You know me, I'm a running back. And as a wide receiver, here's the crazy part. Wide receivers want their stats. That is the one. Whew. We talk about divas. It's King Booker World. Yeah, neck and neck, like you said earlier. Sometimes I think the wide receivers are a little more diva-ish. But not ours. Ours block. So you could have a great game and grade out damn near 100% and have 5 catches, 3 catches, 1 catch, no catches. Because you blocked and allowed our running backs to get downfield, hit that third level for huge gains. All of our wide receivers do it. You know the saying, no block, no rock. So these mugs are blocking. I'm excited for Saturday. I don't know if I'm going yet or not. My cousin said he might get tickets. He wants tickets. We'll see. If not, I'll just watch this from home. It's fine. I'll watch from home. It's cool. I don't have to drive down to Soldier Field. I don't got to wait in line to go to the bathroom. I don't have to spend money for food. So I'll have food here. And I can rewind it and watch it again. So I can't wait. We'll talk Friday. We'll talk a little more baseball on Friday. We'll talk the last hour of football. My guy Ken Davis is going to join us Friday at 10 o'clock. And haven't had Ken on in a while. He had a new gig. So his hours didn't work, but I tried to reach out to him last week to come on. He's like, no, pencil me in for next Friday, which will be this Friday, 10 a.m. So Friday, my man's in them. Ken Davis is going to join me, and we're talking more Bears. All right? Listen, guys, I hope you have a great day. All right? Don't let the overcast weather ruin your day. All right, remember, it's a great day. You're on the wake-up list. That makes it a great, great day. And don't you forget that. All right. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right. I will see you guys on Friday. For all my people, I thank you. I truly appreciate the love and support you give me every single show. Are you not entertained? I try to entertain and inform. And again, I appreciate the love and support you guys give me. All right. But for now, from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. See you on Friday, but your boy is out.